I didn't think it mattered. That's the lie I told myself. When I reconnected with my old friend on social media, I genuinely believed it was harmless. We dated years before I met my husband. It ended quietly. No drama, no betrayal, just distance and time. So when he sent a simple, "Hey stranger," I replied. I didn't tell my husband he was an ex. I said he was an old college friend. Technically true, strategically incomplete. At first, the conversations were innocent, catching up, careers, memories, inside jokes from a version of me that existed before marriage, before responsibility, before routine. My husband trusted me. That was the dangerous part. He never checked my phone, never questioned who I texted, never demanded explanations. Trust makes deception easier, and I didn't plan to cheat. That's how it always starts. He came to town for a conference 6 months later. "Would be cool to grab coffee," he texted. I hesitated. Then I told my husband I was meeting an old friend from college. "Have fun," he smiled. "It's good you're reconnecting." That smile still haunts me. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into just one more drink. And when he walked me to my car, nostalgia did the rest. It felt reckless, familiar, exciting. I told myself it was closure. It wasn't. It was ego. We met again the next day, and the next. By the end of the week, I had crossed a line I couldn't uncross. When he flew back home, reality settled in. I told myself it was over, a moment of weakness, a mistake that would stay buried. 2 months later, I stared at a pregnancy test in our bathroom. Positive. I sat on the cold tile floor, shaking. My husband and I had been trying for a baby for over a year. Fertility struggles, doctor appointments, disappointment after disappointment, and now this. I convinced myself it had to be my husband's. The timing was close enough. It had to be. When I told him I was pregnant, he cried, actually cried. He lifted me off the ground and laughed like the universe had finally answered him. At the first ultrasound appointment, the technician smiled. "Congratulations," she said. "It's twins." My husband squeezed my hand so tightly it hurt. Twins. Double miracle, double blessing, double terror. Because in that moment, I knew something he didn't. The dates, the math, the window. There was a chance, a very real chance. I tried to ignore it, tried to bury the doubt, but guilt changes how you move, how you speak, how you breathe. He noticed. "You okay?" he asked one night. "Just hormones." I forced a laugh. Then one evening, everything unraveled. He came home early. I was in the shower. My phone lit up on the nightstand. The name wasn't saved as anything suspicious, but the preview message was enough. "Do you think they're mine?" Silence can be louder than screaming. When I walked out wrapped in a towel, he was sitting on the edge of the bed holding my phone. His face wasn't angry. It was devastated. "Who is he?" he asked quietly. I felt the world tilt. "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. He scrolled. Old messages, flirting, photos, plans, hotel confirmations. "You said he was just a friend." "He was," I whispered weakly. He looked up at me. "Was he?" The room felt smaller, the air heavier. "How long?" he asked. "It was just that week," I said. "It didn't mean anything." He laughed once, a broken sound. "And now?" I couldn't lie anymore. "There's a chance," I admitted. That was the moment something in him shut down. Not anger, finality. He stood up slowly. "You're carrying twins," he said carefully, "and I don't even know if they're mine." Tears streamed down my face. "I'm so sorry." He nodded. "I believe you." That hurt more than yelling. The DNA test had to wait until the babies were born. 9 months of silence lived in our house. He slept in the guest room, came to doctor appointments, paid the bills, but the warmth was gone. When I went into labor, he drove me to the hospital, held my hand, helped me breathe. Because regardless of biology, he wasn't cruel. The twins were born healthy, 2 beautiful boys. When the nurse placed them in his arms, I saw something flicker in his eyes. Hope, fear, love. 3 weeks later, the DNA results arrived. One was his, one wasn't. I watched him read the paper, watched his face process the split reality. One son connected by blood, one connected only by circumstance. He sat down slowly. "They're brothers," he said quietly. "Yes," I whispered. He looked at me. "I can't do this." My heart shattered. "I'll take care of my son," he continued, "financially, legally, but I can't raise a daily reminder of betrayal." The words were calm, measured, final. Within 2 months, we were separated. Within 6, divorced. The old friend? He denied responsibility at first, then requested another test, then disappeared when it confirmed. So here I am, 2 cribs in a small apartment, 2 crying babies at 3 a.m., one child who looks exactly like my ex, one who has my husband's eyes, and silence where my marriage used to be. The revenge wasn't loud. There was no screaming courtroom, no dramatic confrontation, just consequence. I thought hiding the truth would protect my life. Instead, it divided it. Literally. Twins. One choice, 2 outcomes. And now I live with both. Alone.